Hello everyone. It is middle of January, Saturday during Martin Luther King Jr. weekend, and I am hiking the Appalachian Trail to Big Bald, one of the most well-known peaks along the Appalachian Trail in North Carolina, from what I've read. It's a long drive, and the hike starts at Sam's Gap, which is where Interstate 26 crosses the North Carolina-Tennessee border. And from there, you hike north on the Appalachian Trail for about 6.5 miles to Big Bald. So it's going to be 13 miles round trip. I don't think it's too difficult. Less than 3,000 feet elevation gain from what I've read, but the distance is a factor certainly. This is one of those peaks that is, you have to earn it, because the only short way to access it is from a private resort, Wolf Laurel Ski Resort. And if you're not staying there, then you either have to hike from Sam's Gap or I believe Spivey Gap, to the north of this, and both of them are long round trips. So there were some cars at the trailhead, but I don't expect it to be too crowded today. And if you didn't already notice from the beginning, it is pretty cloudy out here. The mountains around Sam's Gap were all covered in clouds, but from the forecast that I checked yesterday, it was supposed to be cloudy and then changing to partly sunny, mostly sunny in the afternoon. So hopefully by the time I reach Big Bald, these clouds will be gone. Otherwise I'll be kind of disappointed. I'm in the middle of a moderate climb up this mountain, which isn't on the map, but I know it's named on Peakbagger. But as I get higher, get into the clouds. Kind of spooky, pretty cool. It's cool for now, but when I get to the views, I want it to be gone. Finally reached the crest of this mountain. Very spooky this direction. I'm sure that's a nice view, but all you can see now is the lone Appalachian Trail post in this field. Pretty cool. Looks like on the right is a bigger drop off. Probably more of an open view than straight ahead. Maybe on the return this will be cleared out. Check this out. Something I rarely get to see is rime ice. These trees are cool. Most of the time it's not cold enough where I hike for, or I start too late in the day to see this. By the way, I think I've gone about 5 miles. Last time I checked the GPS, I was at 4.1 about 20 minutes ago, and I'm making really good time, and it's 1:15, and as you can see, still really cloudy, so not looking good for visibility. As I keep going north, higher in elevation, sticking to the west side of the ridge line, it's getting a little colder. Had to put my gloves on, extra hat. There's more snow on the ground, but a lot more rime ice on these shrubs. And this is a really cool section right here. Yeah, it's getting pretty cold. I'm almost to the top, pretty sure. I checked my GPS not too long ago, and the clouds are getting a little thinner, but I can see the sun through the clouds. But still no visibility really. It's about 2:10, and you can see as I'm getting closer to the top, there's a lot more snow and ice on the ground. It's a nice little winter wonderland up here. So I'm gonna eat lunch at the summit and maybe wait about 20-30 minutes and see if I can see something if the clouds start burning off. Beautiful winter scenery up here. I doubt I'm going to get any views in the next 20-30 minutes at the summit, but this is stunning winter scenery. You know, I know it was supposed to snow a little last night, but there's nothing really on the ground. It's all ice on all the grasses and shrubs and stuff. Like, it looks crazy. I feel like Bear Grylls in one of those Scotland winter episodes. Oh, definitely getting a lot colder. I know this video is going to be long with no views, but I feel like this scenery is worth it. So, I crossed the summit, and there's no views, obviously, but the wind just picked up pretty brutally once I got to the top. So I went on the other side, and there's this old road, access road. It might be from the ski resort that crisscrosses the summit beside the Appalachian Trail, and there's no rocks up here really. It's very grassy summit, and I was looking for some shelter so I could sit down and eat and take a little break. And thankfully this road provides a 3-foot trench to the west. So this makes a huge difference. If I stand up, I'll get much colder. And it goes from the east to the west. Anyways, got this pitiful salami sandwich. I also have some beef jerky and a tropical trail mix if I want to bust into that. But after I finish all that, I'm going to head back and go back over the summit and take the risk of taking the gloves off and take some video and pictures up there before my hands go numb. But it's just gnarly, otherworldly planet up there. It's cool. Here's the summit marker. Can't already tell by the noise, it is a lot windier up here. Only a couple hundred feet from where I was eating lunch. But, oh, it is stark. tell. Oh man, I'm cold. I don't really have enough wind protection with me right now, so I can only stay up here a couple more minutes taking pictures before my hands freeze. Well, Big Bald was brutal but beautiful. But I've been probably hiking about 35-40 minutes away from the summit. Took me a while to regain full feeling in my fingers and face. I know the forecast for this general area today was in the mid-30s with 10 to 20 mile an hour winds. But on top of Big Bald, to me it felt like it was in the mid-20s, and with that 20 mile an hour wind, it was 10 degrees wind chill or even lower than that. It was pretty brutal, and I didn't put on my down jacket, but I didn't really need it for my core, but all my extremities were really feeling it. I wish I brought a pair of liner gloves or something, and a balaclava for my face. All I have is this buff. But since then, it's still pretty cold. This is actually supposed to be the warmest day of the weekend. There's a cold front coming through, and tomorrow and Monday are supposed to be absolutely brutal in terms of temperatures and wind. I was looking it up, and a lot of the highs in the mountains are 15-20 degrees with a low 5 degrees or 0 and like 20-30 mile an hour winds. Like, I would reckon that the combination of wind and temperature tomorrow, it'll be about negative 10 degrees in a lot of these spots. So I'm glad this is the warmest day, but unfortunately, no views. I've seen them online. If you are curious about what Big Bald looks like, really easy to find. Just Google Big Bald Appalachian Trail, and you'll see lots of pictures. I forgot to mention at the beginning of the video that this is kind of north central North Carolina, north of Asheville. It's in the Bald Mountains, which is a sub-range of the Unaka Mountains, which is a sub-range of the Appalachian Mountains. And it's supposed to have 360 views because it sits basically in between the Great Smokies, the Roan Highlands, and due west of Grandfather and the Black Mountains. So it's surrounded by all these 6,000 foot peaks. So I think I have to do a return trip, and on the return, next time I do it, I'll definitely make sure it's going to be sunny, and I'll probably start from the northern trailhead, Spivvy Gap, and go south on the AT since I already did this part. So even though there's no views up top, it was just out of this world beautiful with all that ice and snow covering everything. So I hope you enjoyed it despite not really getting to see anything. Stay tuned for my next video. Anyways, as you can see that it finally cleared up a little bit. This is the first mountain I went across. I don't know if it's a cleared field or it's actually a bald, but it's pretty nice. What I was first looking at is what I believe is part of the Wolf Laurel skiing area. These trees are really lit up with some ice, but even though I get some views, Big Bald is somewhere out there due north. It's about 800 feet higher than where I am right now. So I doubt, even if I hiked later or waited there a while, that I would have gotten views, because clouds are basically covering everything above 5,000 feet. So I didn't miss anything by my time schedule. It's just the wrong day to get views.